Hey everyone, welcome back to Strange Mind 6. I'm your host Ruby, and today we're going to be reading from 60 Timeless Zen Stories by Aki Yama. But before we begin, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, my dear friends, grab a snack, grab a drink, or sit back and relax. And let's get to it. The Tale of Yuna. In a small village nestled among the mountains, there lived a farmer named Taro. He had a cow named Yuna, who was notoriously known throughout the village for being incredibly foolish. Yuna did such things that were strange, that the villagers often talked about her among themselves. One day, while Taro was working in the fields, he saw Yuna eating some roots of poisonous plants. The other cows in the village had learned to avoid these roots, but Yuna seemed oblivious to the danger. Taro tried to shoo her away, but it was too late. Yuna fell ill and collapsed to the ground. Taro was worried for his beloved cow and rushed to seek help. The village sage, an elder Zen master, arrived at the field to see Yuna. He observed the cow carefully and then said to Taro, "Yuna has eaten poisonous roots and now she's unwell. Zen master, can you help save her?" Zen master can help you save her, but I need your assistance. Concerned for Yuna, Taro agreed to do whatever Zen master would ask of him. Zen master led him to a nearby waterfall and instructed him to fill a bucket with water from the cascade. Taro, though perplexed, obeyed. Then Zen master told Taro to bring the bucket of water to Yuna and pour it over her. Taro was puzzled, but did exactly as he was told. When the fresh fall water was poured over Yuna, something remarkable happened. The cow began to recover, and in no time she was back on her feet. Taro was astonished and grateful to the Zen master. "How is it possible that the waterfall water healed Yuna?" he asked. Zen master smiled and said, "The water from the waterfall is pure and fresh, free from any contaminants. It's a symbol of simplicity and purity." Yuna, with her apparent foolishness, reminded us that sometimes the solution to the most complex problems is simpler than we think. The freshness of the water restored balance in Yuna, just as simplicity can restore balance in our lives. The lesson here is that wisdom can come from any source, even from the simplest and seemingly foolish things. The story tells us this story teaches us that wisdom can come from unexpected and unforeseen sources. Despite her apparent foolishness, Yuna showed that sometimes the solution to the most complex problems can be simpler than we think. The fresh and pure waterfall water symbolizes simplicity and purity, and it healed Yuna, symbolizing how simplicity can restore balance in our lives. The Lesson of the Shadow, number 16. In a quiet Zen garden, there lived a wise monk named Takumi. One day, a curious young traveler approached him, intrigued by the monk's peaceful demeanor. The young traveler asked, "Master Takumi, how do you maintain such tranquility even in the face of life's uncertainties?" Takumi smiled kindly and gestured toward a large rock in the garden. "Do you see the shadow cast by the rock?" he asked. The traveler nodded. Takumi continued, "The shadow is a part of the rock, yet it is temporary and ever-changing. Life is like the rock, and its uncertainties cast shadows upon our path. Just as the rock remains unmoved by its shadow, we must learn to observe the uncertainties of life without being consumed by them." Intrigued, the traveler inquired, "But how can we achieve such detachment from life's shadows?" Takumi replied, "By understanding that the shadow is a natural consequence of light meeting an obstacle. Similarly, challenges and uncertainties are natural aspects of life. Instead of resisting or fearing them, embrace them as integral parts of our journey. Learn from them, but do not allow them to define you. Like the rock, stand tall amidst your shadows, knowing that they are fleeting and that the essence of your being remains unchanged." The traveler pondered Takumi's words, realizing the profound wisdom they held. With gratitude, the traveler thanked the wise monk and continued on the journey, carrying the lessons of the shadow in their heart. And in that tranquil Zen garden, the rock and its shadow stood in silent harmony, a testament to the timeless wisdom of acceptance and inner peace. This story conveys the wisdom of embracing life's uncertainties and challenges with detachment and acceptance, such as the shadow is a natural consequence of light meeting an obstacle. Challenges and uncertainties are inherent aspects of life. The story emphasizes the importance of observing these uncertainties without being consumed by them, and instead learning from them and embracing them as integral pieces of one's journey. (17) Transforming Anger. Once upon a time, there lived an old Zen monk in a small monastery at the foot of a mountain. He was known for his wisdom and his calmness in every situation. One day, a young monk approached the old master and asked, "Master, I have heard that anger is a negative thing. Why then does it sometimes do good to get angry?" The old master smiled and invited the young monk to follow him outside to the monastery. They walked toward a small pond nearby. The master bent down and scooped up some mud from the pond's bottom. Then calmly, they returned to the monastery. When they arrived, the old master told the young monk to sit with him. He took the mud he had collected and began to shape it carefully. After a while, the mud took the form of a small figurine. The old master showed the figurine to the young monk and said, "Look at this figurine. It was created from the mud of the bottom of the pond. Although the mud was dirty and impure, it has been transformed into something beautiful and significant." The young monk nodded, trying to understand the meaning of this lesson. The old master continued, "Anger is like the mud in the pond. It's a natural part of life and can seem dirty and negative. However, if handled wisely, it can be transformed into something positive. Sometimes getting angry can give us the necessary push to confront injustices, overcome obstacles, and bring positive changes to our lives and the surrounding world." The young monk reflected on these words. He began to understand that anger wasn't the problem itself, but how it was managed made the difference. He learned that he could use his anger as a source of motivation to stand up for what he believed in, to protect others, and to fight for justice. The teaching of this story is that even emotions considered negative, like anger, can be transformed into something positive if handled wisely. Anger, like the mud in the pond, is a natural part of life and can seem dirty and negative. However, if dealt with wisely, it can be transformed into something constructive. Anger can be a driver of positive change if used as motivation to address injustices, overcome obstacles, and bring positive changes to our lives and the surrounding world. And that, my dear friends, is where we are going to leave it. Tune in next video. This has been Ruby, signing off.